All right, question number 13. And I think this is our last question. I think there are three parts to it. All right. So this child has a problem when they go to a mart, and so they just learned how to push a cart. And so they're very interested in pushing carts, but they will run into other people. So the first thing is you have to make sure when you go to a mart with your child, go there with the intent to practice skills. Don't go in there with like, oh, I need to shop. I need to get this. I need to get this. Because then your attention is going to be divided between multiple things and you're not going to be able to be successful with what you're trying to do with your child. So for myself, this is probably a skill I would practice at home first. I'd probably get them a little toy shopping cart. I would set up situations where he has to learn how to stop in front of people. And I would just practice those things step by step until he learns at home. Then when I go to a mart, I'm not going to a mart to shop. I'm going to a mart with the intent to teach him how to be safe and not run into other people when he's pushing the cart. All right, now at the mart, the problem is in the instant food aisle, the child will try to grab food with his hands. He'll tear off the packaging. Sometimes he's yelling, I'm eating bread in the middle of the mart while jumping up and down. And because people are watching, the parent ends up buying whatever the child wants to eat. All right, so this is what's happened, right? The child gets reinforced for all of these behaviors. Why? Because they get exactly what they want when they misbehave. So you go to the mart to intentionally practice this skill, which is, I'm not going in there to shop. I'm going to take you to this aisle where there's food. And then as soon as you try to go after something, I'm going to tell you no. And then I'm going to take you out of the store. You don't get what you want. And then we're going to leave. Now, when I practice the first time, he might need a lot of exposure. So I'll take him outside the store, let him calm down. Then I'll take him back in, do the same thing. He tries to touch something, I leave the store again. Okay. And that's my sole purpose, is to get him used to like, hey, you're going to be in this aisle, but if you behave in this way, I'm taking you out of here and you're not getting anything that you want. So, and what I would do is I would have his favorite snack in the car hidden from him. And so that the one time he goes in, and even for a short period of time being in that aisle, and he did a great job of being in that aisle without trying to open something, they're like, yay, good job, okay, let's go. And then you go and you give him the item that he wants, but in the car, because you want him to transition out and be successful with transitioning out without getting anything inside the store. And you're reinforcing that behavior by supplying some sort of reinforcement for it. All right. Very end of the question here. So when they line up to pay, the child yells, I want to eat, I want to eat. So he gets his favorite food when waiting. And so the mom is asking like, oh, how do I get my child to stay quietly in line? Well, the very first thing I would do is I would teach the child how to wait for something that they really want at home first. Get them good about waiting for something that they really want and be able to tolerate waiting for something that they want. Then when it's time to actually practice it in stores, I would get into line with something that he wants. He's going to scream, I want to eat, I want to eat. You put that thing back, you take him outside the store.